Should you live with your parents past 22?
Absolutely not. In Queensland, it is taboo to live with your parents past 18. I moved out at 21.
Should you live with your parents past 22?
So I'm 20 right now. I'm still living with my parents.
Do you think you should live with your parents past 22?
Yeah, I think you should. That depends on what sort of background you have.
In today's video, I'm going to be asking Australians, should you live with your parents past 22? We're actually going to South Bank right now. I did get a little lost, so I'm just maneuvering around to try and find how to get back to that place, because I'll actually show you guys the area. It's actually really nice. It's right on the water. There's tons of like street performers and a bunch of other people and stuff, so it's like really nice. But I'll show you guys that area. There's also a lot of really nice restaurants as well, which is pretty fun. But the area is really nice. Like probably one of the like nicest areas I've been to so far in Melbourne. I'm gonna find a place to set up to do some interviews that's not in the way, because I don't want to get my camera knocked over. But yeah, I'm gonna go try and find that right now. All right, awesome. So what's your name, man?
My name is Tuan.
Okay, awesome. Max, nice to meet you, man. Actually, we were talking before, and you're from Vietnam. Why are you over in Australia right now?
So I do bachelor degree in here and then PhD. I go here to study computer science because my brother is already there and I have some of the family member here.
Actually, the topic of this video is, should you live with your parents past 22?
I live with my brothers and I spend some time living with my parents. That's a very good topic. If I live with my parents, they will cook everything. So I have a lot of time to work on myself, my projects, but you cannot have a lot of fun. That's the reason why I decided to move out and to live more independently. The cost of living will increase. You'll have to do a lot of housework, but it comes with a lot of fun.
That's true. Awesome. Should you live with your parents past 22?
It's a good question. It is a very good question. I'll pass over to Maya.
Should is an interesting start to the question. No, I don't think you should live with your parents beyond 22, but I think you have to in this current economic climate. But in terms of personal growth, no, you shouldn't live at home past 22.
It depends on your situation. If your parents live in the same, in a good location, and you can get a job and save as much money as you can, then yeah, live with your parents. And if you have a good relationship with your parents, then why not? But if you can get out there and be independent, then probably do that, I guess.
I got here in December and I didn't know that Australia just freaking went like that with their rental market. Where everything just jumped hundreds of dollars per week. Should you live with your parents past 22?
So I'm 20 right now. I'm still living with my parents. I'd love to move out with Brie at some stage, and I think as long as you're not freeloading and you're moving forward and you're not just sitting in the same place, as long as you try and move forward with whatever you're doing, your career, or that's a good enough reason to be at home. Yeah.
It's actually really interesting because I asked that question back in Canada and the video did quite well. I think it's just North America or maybe even just parts of Europe where there's a push to get the kids to out at 18 or 22. Whereas there's a lot of comments from people from Asian countries or Middle Eastern or places around there or even Africa as well that a lot of their family members actually stay with them until 25 or until they're married. Or sometimes you'll have, there's this one comment from a person from India, their whole family lives they put all their money together and they buy a massive house and everybody just lives there. Do you think you could do that? Do you think you could live with your family?
I've been out, I like it. I live with my sister and that's enough. I like my space.
What were your thoughts and opinions on, should you live with your parents past 22?
I feel 25 is the point we should definitely be out. That to me seems a bit out the door. I don't know. I don't know, I just think having your own place is kind of nice, even if it's shared with a few friends.
Do you think you should live with your parents past 22?
Yeah, I think you should. That depends on what sort of background you have. If you really care about your parents or you don't care about your parents, comes down to that.
What's your reasoning behind that you should stay with your parents past 22? Is that normal for let's say in Punjabi culture that you stay with your family for a longer period of time?
You can say it's a cultural thing. Yeah, it is. Yeah, you got to stay with your parents. You don't have to, but it is good. They're the one who brought you into this world. you have a responsibility of looking after themselves as well.
What's your sort of thoughts and opinions on should you stay with your parents past 22?
Yeah, we should stay with the parents because it's our time bank to pay them back. They gave us like 22 years of their life, so it's our time to pay them back though.
Should you live with your parents past 22?
Absolutely not. In Queensland, it is taboo to live with your parents past 18. I moved out at 21. I left my 6-year relationship and then I found myself back at home again, and I lasted 2 weeks before I moved out. I think the Queensland Gold Coast culture is very much though that we fly the nest as quick as possible, whereas when I moved to Melbourne, I knew people in their 30s, mid-30s, still living at home with their parents, but maybe it's a difference between affordability. There's a lot more, Italians and Greeks and stuff here where family is very sacred, so they prefer to live together because, they hold a lot of value on family. Us Australians, we're just like, we don't want to be told what to do. Australian culture is you move out the minute you can. Definitely not a European culture, and that's where a lot of people in Melbourne, they are European, they're European immigrants, so you do find a lot of that here where people still live at home in their 30s, but it's just not what we do.
Yeah, and I guess it's not like America where you go to college, so university is like a daytime thing, so people live at home for a bit. But I mean, I moved out when I was 22. I've had stints going back home throughout lockdown, and my parents are lovely and beautiful, but so I've lived on and off maybe 6 months here in lockdown just to get out of Melbourne. But yeah, I moved out when I was 22. And
parents in Australia also make you pay rent from the day you get your first part-time job, so why would you pay your parents money when you can move out and live somewhere else? The minute you start making money, they make you pay your way. Yeah,
some of my friends, or even my brother's friends, because my brother's older, he's 28, actually some of his friends, what they would do is they would charge their kids rent, but instead of keeping it for themselves, they would put it into a savings account or investing account and then give it back to them at 22 or 23 or something like that.
My parents did that for me, but no, it just went to their mortgage, I think, which is fair enough. But
only rich parents do that. I grew up in a single parent household. My mum was a single mum, so that went towards helping her pay our rent, so we had a roof over our head. Understandable, but
completely understandable, because everybody's situations are different, right? So it's and that's a huge amount of respect for the kids that that do actually work a job and then also help their parents as well, because it's not easy, right?
Yeah, it's not easy, but I think people move out 21, 22 around here. Some of them stick around a little bit longer, but I didn't. I don't think you did.
No.
Should you live with your parents past 22?
For me, that was a very big point in order to take the decision to come down under here, because I was 24 when I came here, and because of COVID I had to stay with my parents, and also because of the competitiveness of the job market in Italy, and also the wages which are very poor, and now it made worse, the inflation, the war in Ukraine made it all worse. And that was something that I really considered, to come down under here, to have my independent, my freedom, my spaces. For me it was a big no. For me it was something unacceptable, and also that's why I decided to take such a big step and coming down under here. Yeah.
Awesome, I love that. All right, thank you very much. Just wrapped the shoot right now, and got a lot of amazing interviews from today. A lot of really interesting people here on South Bank. There's a lot of people from a lot of different, just a lot of travelers. So you get I got a guy from Italy, a guy from different places, India, all that type of stuff. So it's actually pretty interesting. Just the amount of diversity that's here, and just the amount of travelers. But this place is really nice. I don't know if you guys can tell from all the bars and clubs that are all here, but it's pretty high. I would say higher end bars and clubs compared to let's say if you were going down Chapel Street. How's it going, guys?
How's it going? Where are you from?
Good. Canada. Where are you guys from?
I'm originally from LA, but I moved here when I was about 14 years old. I'll fucking compliment accent. Do you have a YouTube?
Yeah. Snip Lads. What are you guys doing out tonight? Are you guys just going for a few drinks? And
man.
Birthday. Your birthday?
No, not a bad birthday. I'm booking to Canada tomorrow, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going to Toronto.
Toronto?
Yeah, for work.
Okay.
Where are you from in Canada?
Ottawa.
I don't know where the fuck that is. Why did I always point like this?
So, pretty much just make content.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, Australia is, I hear it's pretty crazy here, so.
Not bad.
The nightlife.
Yeah. This is my first night on, here's a huge fucking bat.
Yeah, Southbank.
Well, are you staying in the city?
Yeah. I actually just got a place in South Bank. That's actually, so this is the first night out, just seeing how things are. But yeah, are you guys come out to South Bank a lot, or?
Yeah,
I would say South Bank.
Not always, but we got a birthday here at some girl. So.
Okay, nice.
Well, what are you, filmmaker or?
Yeah, like YouTube, TikTok, that type of stuff. That's the majority of the content I make. So on TikTok is 68,000. Any recommendations of places I should check out?
What kind of content do you do?
I do everything from PG to R-rated. So I do like some crazy like drunk nights out, just interviewing drunk people.
I should do that. Chapel Street.
Chapel Street.
Yeah, I went there. Maybe it was a bad night because I went there after New Year's, after New Year's weekend.
What night?
It was like a Saturday. And
no one was there after New Year's night.
Yeah,
because that was New Year's Eve. That was New Year's Eve. Yeah. I'd say just go on a normal Saturday.
Yeah,
it'll be packed tonight.
Okay, awesome. Are you guys heading there after here?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. So I've heard Revs is like a good club.
Revs
oh, you'll fucking get some pretty good interviews there. You get some good interviews there.
It's just it opens on Thursday, shuts on Monday.
Holy shit! Hey, what's the longest you've ever been there for?
Oh, maybe a couple of hours. I don't really go there.
I've been there for about 10 hours or one. That was from like 5 a.m. till like 3 p.m. in the afternoon.
Holy fuck!
It's 24/7 like weekend.
From Thursday to Monday.
Holy shit! That guy's happy birthday to you too. Happy birthday to the guy whose girl whose birthday it is. See you guys later. See ya. So those guys are really nice. But yeah, so pretty much just wrapped up that shoot, doing a lot of street interviews, asking people about scooters. Should you live with your parents past 22? There's a lot of interesting responses that I actually got from that. Like, South Bank's actually like really, really nice. I'll show you guys around here, but. Like, I would say it is the higher end of like places I've been so far. I've been to Chapel Street, I've been around the CBD, but yeah, it looks like it's much more higher end. Like that, from what that guy was saying there, it's like 25. I don't know if that's true, but $25 for a drink is ridiculous. But yeah, compared to like, let's say if you go down to some other places I've been through, it's sort of not as nice. So, I mean, here's really nice though. But yeah. Awesome night so far. If you guys have made it all the way to the end of the video, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. If you have a second, hit the subscribe button because it helps out a ton with the channel, and just helping people find the channel as well. Also, leave some comments down below of what things you liked, what things you didn't like, because I'm going to be making a lot more content. So I'll be improving and making it a lot better. But yeah, until then, I don't know what the next video is going to be, but it'll either be a vlog or maybe another street interview, depending if this video does well, then it might be another street interview or something like that. But anyway, I'll see you guys next time. I love you guys and have a great day. See you guys.